So before we start the meditation, the first and the basic technique that you can utilize anytime is you sit in silence and your intent is to be one with God inside and outside. So that is the core place where the East and the West differ. The West has got a dualistic concept of God, someone, something, somewhere. And you go into places, even if it's to a church, you go to a place. And the Eastern is also derived from the kingdom of God is in you. So you don't have to go anywhere, but you have to uncover God inside yourself. So the two different points of view, but striving towards the same. Because even when we go somewhere, our body goes. If you are one with God in your thoughts, you can still go to have the adventure of the planet, but it's not mandatory. So you have to think of it in a slightly different way. The Eastern concept of a person is you are small, you are small, you are small, and you keep on making the self, your ego, the ego which does everything and which is everything connected to your body, smaller, 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 till you finally kill him. And then whatever is left is your naked self before God. And then the final enlightenment is that you realize that the naked self in front of God is God. That's why everything is about Tatsumasi, Tatumasi, Thawat, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma, the creator. And you are creator. Whatever is in your head, whatever filter you put on your head creates a hell or a heaven. You can look at your life and say, oh, it's such a, so there's so many blessings that I have, and you are in heaven. You can take a look and say, oh, I have so many issues, and you are in hell. It's your own personal creation of hell and heaven within the same circumstances. So when we are not operating as a person who is saying I, and when we say I, it means my body, my style of thinking, and the thoughts in my head. Whatever is left is godlike for now. Think of it like that. That's why when you take off everything, whatever is godlike, and since God is everywhere, you don't need to travel anywhere. So when we let go of the ego theoretically, because there are some things that I can just share with you theoretically. I know that they are right from the scriptures, from very brief experiences, but I can't say and I can guarantee, but I can't give you a guarantee based on the fact that I am 24/7 in that status. But I know that it is there, it is possible, and I'm on my journey just like you. So I can share with total guarantee, because I do know of people who have achieved a 24/7, 365 communion with God. And they may have things and they may not have things. And they provide example to the others that it is doable, it is the right path. But myself, I have so many ups and downs. I lost my jobs, I lost my relationships. And you need then a core inner belief and belief in the scriptures. And those 2-3 seconds, maybe 2-3 seconds in a day, I'm not my body, mind, and ego. Maybe 3 seconds, maybe 2, maybe 1. maybe half a second. But time is also in our mind. So today I'm going to be sharing a very classical but very secret technique to make yourself for sure enlightenment, to reach enlightened, to the mystery or the secret for which when the British came to India, they searched for it and they wrote stories, and that's where all the yoga fascination with yoga started. That, oh, yoga will give you these superpowers. And there was some British gentleman, one of the who wrote about the powers of yoga, and he wrote about Kundalini and the superpower that a person can he had seen, and that's what fascinated the West for a long time. So all these, they're called siddhis, all these superpowers, etc. And um, there are branches of Hinduism devoted just to achieving these superpowers, and most of them are, they're sort of the people, they don't really achieve enlightenment. But if you will reach out for enlightenment, on the way you will uncover some superpowers inside yourself. That is a total possibility. But if you aim, I want to have the power to walk on the water, etc., and there are cases of people who did that, who meditated for long hours and every day, and then they could walk on the water. And someone told me, but Swami, you can now walk on the water, but you could also take a boat. Like, what's the practical use of that? But there are people, including China, etc., there are people who could do some sort of again, the word is siddhi. But most of the time, when your mind is focused, oh, I want a superpower and I want this, etc., it's again our own ego appeasement, looking to be special in some way so that people will talk about me, people will love me, people will respect me. And this ego appeasement and ego aggrandizing, the more we have this ego, the more I have this superpower, etc., the more you are removed from God and therefore from joy. So if you want a superpower, it's still okay, but achieve your communion and getting closer to Brahma, the creator, who or and what is reflected in everything and everyone. So you start treating everything and everyone as God. And then for sure, some superpowers can be evoked or can come up, can unfold. But if you'll focus on something, most people, I want superpower like this, my third eye, and then what will you do with your third eye? And the way the world is created, because it is Hollywood controlled, I will speak with dead people. And what about your family, etc.? No, I want to speak with dead people. And what will you do? I'll find out where the dead bodies are there and I'll help the police, etc. You want to be doing that? Something gets shown on the TV or something, and people think it's a huge romantic thing, etc. Go to, like, one of the ways to the Buddhists had a very fast track to enlightenment. They would make it mandatory to go to the crematory grounds, and the grounds are not really crematory. They're not really for burn. The Buddhists want cut up the pieces of the body and leave it over there, or leave the body out there for the animals to eat. And that is one of the best ways to go, because then even their body is serving the universe. But it's very difficult to be in a place where the bodies are half burnt and animals are eating, etc. You have to see the full picture. The Zoroastrians also had towers of silence where they would leave the body for the eagles and all those um, vultures to eat. It's not the disregard for the body, it's service to the universe. But when you go out there, you see the packed up these places, the body parts, etc. There's no dinner ethic for the virtues, etc. So you get a jolt and you are shaken out of the fact that no, I'm not this body. So that's the intent. And after that, you get disunited. You, for some time, you're forced to acknowledge that your body is not you. Okay. So God, achieving God, when we go towards God, for sure, the superpowers are going to be there. But the biggest superpower that we need for becoming one and opening our superpowers, including third eye, etc., is the superpower to say no to everything on this planet, because everything on this planet is associated and experienced through the body. As long as we care too much about the body, because we are operating through a sense of I, my body, and you're seeing the world through the two eyes, you are hooked up, or rather, we are all hooked up with the word, and we cannot achieve communion with the God until and unless we achieve a stage where we can say everything as the creator. I have the job losses, I have relation losses, and I'm forced to see them as a blessing. And it's a lot of willpower. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but I don't really have an option. Now, there was once a businessman, and he had a cow, and he had a dog, and he had a family like me, etc. And one by one, just like in the story of Job in Bible, if you know the story of Job, it's a very strange story, and these two stories are interconnected. Satan, who is a fallen angel, comes to the court of the king God to visit. And the king, he says, hi king, hi Satan, you're good? Yeah, I'm good. And Satan says, of course you are good. Everyone has to obey you. You are the giver of these good things in life, etc. And God says, no, I've got people like who really believe and trust me and all that. So and it's from I'm telling you from the Bible. It's not like I'm thinking it up. Satan, again, uh, like a guest, maybe esteemed, maybe not esteemed, but as a guest in the house of God, is saying hi to God, and God is saying that, of course, I'm good, and Satan is sort of teasing him. Well, you give good things to everyone, so of course you are the big boss. You give to food and all these things. Anything that you bless is people you can give. So of course people like you. You're sort of a populistic God, and God says, "Let's have a bet." Can you imagine? Yeah, like a casino side. Really, the word is bet. And Satan says, okay, pick up your candidate and I'll take everything away from him. Like, let's see, we take away from his business, his this and that, etc. Everything is taken away. And let's see if he still is going to be keeping like your praises, etc. So first they take away his business, then family he loses, then all his money and business again are lost finally, and then he's still praising God, 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 God. And then he says, you know what? Let's take. He still has got his good health. Okay, God gives a confirmation for that also. And then his breathe and his body starts to stink and he gets leprosy like things, etc. And then finally one day he curses God, what sort of a life, this life you have given to me? And then God gets angry, and God says, have you created the sky, have you created these things, have you created all this nature, etc.? I have given these to you for free. How dare you? But still After this, Job is still considered that he did a good job and he gets all his things back, and Satan supposedly loses. I don't really get that part. How did he lose when it was supposed to be that Job would not be complaining, and Job did complain? So when we are getting close to God, everyone is always, oh God, give me this, God, give me this, God, give me this. But when we are on the path of enlightenment, and we are saying, God, take away this, God, take away this, God, take away this. As long as we are on this consumeristic track, give me this, give me job, give me happiness, give me relationship, give me sex, give me money, give me chocolates, all of these things. As long as we are on this track of give me, give me, give me, give me, it can be even be enlightenment. We are not getting anywhere. We are going to be stuck in the same place. So just like Job finally did complain and Satan lost or won that bet, and God kept on taking till finally his health was attacked, and then only Job said, oh my God, like, I don't really trust the way that you're running the universe. And we all have been there. Who has not been there? Tell me, who has not been there? Everyone has got like this idea, I could have been running the universe better, like, why is there so much amount of smut and these things, etc. I could have planned it out different, food from here, and then the excretory organs, maybe there shouldn't be, maybe some osmosis to back it up, etc. I would have done it better, right? Everyone would have been looking like a Hollywood star and this, etc. And Hollywood have been different then. Ugly people, because exceptions rule, so Hollywood then have been populated by the non-symmetrical looking, etc. So everyone has got their own fixture, right? So we care too much about the body because we are operating through a sense of I, my body, and you're seeing the world through the two eyes. You are hooked up, or rather we are all hooked up with the world, and we cannot achieve communion with the God until and unless we achieve a stage where we can say everything as the creator. I have the job losses, I have relation losses, and I'm forced to see them as a blessing. And it's a lot of willpower, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but I don't really have an option. Now, there was once a businessman, and he had a cow, and he had a dog, and he had a family like me, etc. And one by one, just like in the story of Job in Bible, if you know the story of Job, it's a very strange story, and these two stories are interconnected. Satan, who is a fallen angel, comes to the court of the king God to visit. And the king, he says, hi king, hi Satan, you're good? Yeah, I'm good. And Satan says, of course you are good. Everyone has to obey you. You are the giver of these good things in life, etc. And God says, no, I've got people like who really believe and trust me and all that. So and it's from I'm telling you from the Bible. It's not like I'm thinking it up. Satan, again, uh, like a guest, maybe esteemed, maybe not esteemed, but as a guest in the house of God, is saying hi to God, and God is saying that, of course, I'm good, and Satan is sort of teasing him. Well, you give good things to everyone, so of course you are the big boss. You give to food and all these things. Anything that you bless is people you can give. So of course people like you. You're sort of a populistic God, and God says, "Let's have a bet." Can you imagine? Yeah, like a casino side. Really, the word is bet. And Satan says, okay, pick up your candidate and I'll take everything away from him. Like, let's see, we take away from his business, his this and that, etc. Everything is taken away. And let's see if he still is going to be keeping like your praises, etc. So first they take away his business, then the family he loses, then all his money and business again are lost finally, and then he's still praising God, 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 God. And then he says, you know what, let's take, he still has got his good health. Okay, God gives a confirmation for that also. And then his breathe and his body starts to stink and he gets leprosy like things, etc. And then finally one day he curses God, what sort of a life, this life you have given to me? And then God gets angry and God says, have you created the sky, have you created these things, have you created all this nature, etc.? I have given these to you for free. How dare you? But still, after this, Job is still considered that he did a good job and he gets all his things back, and Satan supposedly loses. I don't really get that part. How did he lose when it was supposed to be that Job would not be complaining, and Job did complain? So, when we are getting close to God, everyone is always, oh God, give me this, God, give me this, God, give me this. But when we are on the path of enlightenment, and we are saying, God, take away this, God, take away this, God, take away this. As long as we are on this consumeristic track, give me this, give me job, give me happiness, give me relationship, give me sex, give me money, give me chocolates, all of these things. As long as we are on this track of give me, give me, give me, give me, it can be even be enlightenment. We are not getting anywhere. We are going to be stuck in the same place. So just like Job finally did complain and Satan lost or won that bet, and God kept on taking till finally his health was attacked, and then only Job said, oh my God, like, I don't really trust the way that you're running the universe. And we all have been there. Who has not been there? Tell me, who has not been there? Everyone has got like this idea, I could have been running the universe better, like, why is there so much amount of smut and these things, etc. I could have planned it out different, food from here, and then the excretory organs, maybe there shouldn't be, maybe some osmosis to back it up, etc. I would have done it better, right? Everyone would have been looking like a Hollywood star and this, etc. And Hollywood have been different then. Ugly people, because exceptions is rule. So Hollywood then have been populated by the non-symmetrical looking, etc. So everyone has got their own fixture, right? So we could have been, yeah. So everyone thinks that I could have done things better. But whatever it is, we live in a consumeristic society where even for enlightenment, we are saying, I want, I want, I want, I want. And till that time, we are this wanting creatures. Every time I say, I want something from the universe, and then I will trust you. When I have the relationship, then I will get. When I have my marriage with the right guy, then I will this. When I have the job, then I will have this. When I have this much amount of sex, then I will have it. When I have this much amount of money, whatever. It could even be enlightenment. When I have so much amount of enlightenment that the whole world is bowing down to me and quoting me, and maybe even though I'm getting like million hits, etc. And then my fantasies realize everyone is respecting me and looking at me, and I'm serious, and I'm on the podium, and people are saying yes, and I'm saying, oh, whatever the words of it, and you should be like this or that, and people are happy, I'm happy. It's all external. As long as we want something from the world will keep on screwing us, because it's a hook. As long as we want anything from the world, this world will keep on manipulating us. That is what true Maya is. We have to be totally non-dependent on anything from this world, except there's only one desire which is allowed. That desire is, I want to be you. Not even like you. Like means all these children's fantasies of, I want to be like Superman, I want to be this, etc. Because what are all these comic creatures? These are fantasies of the powers that we would like to be having. The power to fly, this. And then I would be more than the others. Why? Why should we be more than our neighbors? Why? What's the logic in that? We should be wishing to the others, may you have more. I'm happy with whatever I have. And then you are enlightened. Nothing, no eventuality, nothing, only one desire. I want to be one. I want to be you. Totally at peace and a source of blessing for anything and everyone unconditionally. Behind me today, I have the story of, so God is there in heaven. He can even have beds as per the Christian. But Indians have got as stories of God in different forms coming as an avatar. Avatar is God coming to on earth, taking the form of a human being to save humanity or help someone. So one of the most popular ones is Krishna. And Krishna, it's always say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Krishna and Rama are avatars of Vishnu, the creator God. The creator God who created Brahma. So there are twists within twists. Vishnu is the original God lying down on a sea of huge ocean of peace. And from his navel unfolds a flower on which Brahma is created. And then not Vishnu creates the universe, Brahma creates. And even in the Vedas, it's very strangely written in some. This is not the first and this is not the most successful of the universes that he created. It's not that he created this and he was so happy and the seventh day he took a relief, etc. No, Brahma created infinity of, and Brahma is also changeable. And all this creations, billions of years are counted over there. Is 1 second of sleep of Vishnu. So Vishnu opens eyes and then sees from time to time he comes on the planet. So one of his forms is Krishna. And Krishna is the most romantic God. He was the most tragic also, but no one in India ever sees the tragedy that he was born in a jail because he was born to the princess, and the prince's brother, who was the king, was foretold that the eighth child will conduct the revolution that will kill you. So Kansa, the king, was taking care, and every time his sister would give birth, he would immediately kill her. Again, seven times the baby is put to death, and the eighth time, when Krishna is being born, there are lots of miracles happening, and he is transported he's born inside the jail, but he's taken again like something like Moses. In the river, he flows across in a basket. So a lot of crossovers, etc. And he reaches another place where he's adopted and by a very simpler family of small kings, a king with some cows, etc. Those were the characters, and he grows up to be a cow herd initially. And then his story unfolds how he reaches his age when he goes to and kills the bad king and becomes the king over there, etc. Frees everyone, etc. But a lot of stories of his youth, and he's growing up in this city. These cities are still over there, and tourists visit them. And in one of this, and Krishna loves Radha, who is someone else's wife from another village. And that village is still over out there. You can go and visit it, and they still fight with the people that, oh, our Radha was in love with Krishna from it. But no one really takes it very seriously, because a lot of this is pure symbolical, but they are treated as historical characters in India. In one of the adventures of Krishna, who is loved by all, he's loved by all the girls. And there are places where, in one of the scenes which is depicted behind me, Krishna is the naughty god. He steals while all the gopis, they are called, the girls of the village that bring water and help the village in milking the cows, etc. All those girls, he steals their clothes and makes them ask for it naked. Krishna is one of those gods who once he has got around lakhs, like 100,000 of wives also, because at some point he rescued all and he was forced to marry them. So he is the most promiscuous god. But in this, everything is a symbol. But they're fun stories also, and people are very religious. You cannot really criticize those stories. But in this story of the gopis and the naked, of him taking away their clothes, the mystery is very simple. To reach God, you have to be naked. And very few people know that Hare means take away, take away, take away. So when the people in the West say Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare, they are in effect saying that take away, while they are living in luxury. So Hare means take away. Most of the people who sing the chant of Hare Rama, Hare Krishna would be horrified that Hare means take away, because everyone wants, give me love, give me joy, give me enlightenment, give me this, this, this. Most of the everything is based on that. Hare is the one mantra which says, no, I reject everything from the world because I only want the one which is non-worldly. The only one power which is on par with me inside. And you say, take everything so that I'm naked. I need nothing, not even clothes from this world, to be with you. So the whole art of enlightenment is to shed off, give away, and then whatever is left, see that as pure golden energy and rush towards God in your very essence. And there is a technique today that I'll share. So the technique is, first of all, you sit with your spine straight. And you have to understand that each one of us during COVID is going through ups and downs and this, etc. And the God that we have right now is the God who is taking away so many people and this and that, etc. And this story, the next one that I'll share with you, is a horror story. So there is a person who has got cows and family, just like Job. And he's very God-fearing. God, 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 God is good. God is giving grace and giving me this. A good guy. God is what? Good is what? A longer O, double O's instead of one. God is good. Good is God. And he loses his business and his cow first dies. He still has his family. His family leaves him. He still has his dog. The dog also dies. He has nothing. So Narada goes to Vishnu and says, God, this guy is such a great believer in you, Vishnu. And he's going through so much tough time, like he has nothing. Give him something. And God says, I am a freakingly jealous God. I cannot have him being focused on anything else that he loves. So when you focus on enlightenment, if you want superpowers and all that, you have to get ready for a jealous God. Where does it say that God cannot be jealous? These are things that we have built up in our no, God cannot be jealous. Why not? God has all the parameters, all the emotions and everything that we have. Where do they come from? From the Creator. It's just that He doesn't have only jealousy, He has got everything and all the emotions of the universe packed, and even million times more things, so that we cannot imagine even. But definitely everything is there. If you say, no, God doesn't, no, during his reign, like concentration camps are there, extremes are there, lust is there, love is there, everything is there. Some of the things are even less, of course. Some of the things that he has created us and the things that we can come up with in our heads, I'm pretty sure that even they are accounted for, but not fully, because we have been given the freedom inside the head, but it's there. So we change, focus all that energy of the freedom to one. God, I want to be you inside yourself. And that means that you see Brahma in everything and everyone, respect the creator God in everything and everyone, and do not cross over into the territory of likes and dislikes of anyone else, even if it's a rock. A rock is also from the creator. How do you know that it doesn't have a like or dislike? So our own likes and dislikes we let go of, but everyone else is also Brahma, we acknowledge, and we do not interfere with anyone else's. We do not try to control anyone else's. We just have the toughest job of all, controlling ourselves. To do that, the exercise is as follows. Sitting with your spine straight. For the first 5 seconds or 10 seconds, focusing over out here in the center of Bhrukuti point, the Ajna Chakra. Drawing an Om over out here, and then drawing a circle. First 3 seconds or 10 seconds Om, and then a circle with the center. It's called Bindu, Param Bindu, just a point, a circle with a point in, and then focusing on that point. Now, you're slowly focusing on the center of perfection. Now, I want you to sit, and I'm going to be showing you, I have to show it to you. So this may get slightly, so I'm going to be sitting like with my heel. Okay, this is slightly tough. No, you can only see my stomach. Okay, let me see if I can let it. I'll have to take off this background setting so that I can show to you the way that the leg is sitting. But point is that with your heel, you sit cross so that the heel touches the point between the anus and the sexual organ, the lowest part of your body. It's called perineum. So I want you to be sitting so that with yeah. So this point, I want you to be touching over out here, your perineum, pressing over out here. So you sit like this and then you cross it over. So yeah, so this point, perineum, you touch the lowermost point. And now pressing over there, when I say Om, you sort of push your stomach in and press that point. So you suck up like from your Om. Namo, let that energy shoot up over out here. I'm working with you, so all of you will feel it. Om. And let that energy, let your heel strike the lowest part of the point, perineum point, between the anus and the sexual organ in the front. Strike it with the heel, it's called Kanda, and let the energy, electricity shoot up. Going up with Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. And I'm going to be working with each one of you individually. Om Namo Shiva. Press and release the electricity so that it shoots up. All that sexual energy, which has always all those likes, dislikes, I want this, all that energy has dissipated you. Focus it over out there and make it shoot up like a rocket. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. All the time using the heel with Om to shoot it up. Om Namo Shiva. I'm doing it more demonstratively. You are going to be doing it more silently. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shivaya, Catherine. And the whole group is working with yourself, but we are all connected. So with Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namo Shivaji. Om Namo Shiva. Dulak, I promise you this. Om Namo Shiva. Om Namah Shiva. So in the spine, there are three, I would say, electricity points shooting up. Sushma is the central one. Ida and Pingla are the names, just for your class. Pingla is the right one, attached to the right nostril. Left is the Ida. One represents the sun, moon, and the center one you are pressing right now. And as you breathe in Om Namah Shivaya, all three are active, and there is a churning and the electricity is shooting up. The Ida and Pingla are sort of going up and down, but the middle one, Shushma, is just going up. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Dula. Jania. Om Namah Shivaya. Gal. Om Namah Shivaya. Central ne tri pravada tam gide voteta perineum point gide noške vi možete daviti na točku perineum među zadnji i передними сексуальными органами. Вот это центральный пункт, его давит ножкой, когда сидите, и когда он, то взрыв наверх направляет. Налево-право очень тонкие провода. The Ida and Pingla are very fine the cords. Basically, they are like wires of electricity, and Sushma is slightly more, and it is golden energy going up. Everything that you had wanted from the world had sort of unfocused you. Now your only desire is to grow. Om Namo Shivaya Galya. Om Nizu I Zdrif I Живот назад. And you have to breathe, suck in the breath so that it's a jolt. Everything is working to it. Don't worry so much about the technique. The intent is that you shoot up the electricity. Om Namo Shivaya. Heidi. Om Namo Shivaya. Ina. Om Namo Shivaya. Почувствуй провод к золотой, который поднимается. Om Namo Shivaya, Laura. Om Namo Shivaya, Jean. Om Namah Shivaya, Jeanette. Om Namah Shivaya, Julia. Om Namah Shivaya, Liz. Yeah, press it. It's a very secret technique. but it's very highly effective. Om Namah Shivaya. So you press and it shoots up, and the Ida and the Pingla, the left and the right, are also very active. They are more attached to your breathing in and out. Om Namah Shivaya Marina. Om Namah Shivaya Mila. Om Namah Shivaya Neelam. Om Namah Shivaya Ksana. Once more. Om Namo, it's shooting up. Namo, reaching your head, heart, head, and then opening. Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya Preeti. Om Namah Shivaya Rita. Om Namah Shivaya Rosa. Om Namah Shivaya Sanam. Om Namah Shivaya Vera. Om Namah Shivaya Zarina. Om Namah Shivaya Ira. Om Namah Shivaya. Oh, you can open your eyes and see how my hands are, it will show. So when I say Om, you press and the lowest part, and then Ma, and it starts to shoot out and take it to your heart, head, Shiva, opening, expanding your thinking, your consciousness, so that you become infinite consciousness, which is God. Om Namah Shiva. Om Namah Shiva. Now the other thing, roll back your tongue. Roll back your tongue so that it touches the upper cleft. Om Namah Shivaya. And imagine that it's the tip of the tongue is extending and going right here. The tip of the tongue, imagine that it is extending and conducting the electricity, the Kundalini energy, the serpent power, right to your crown of your head. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Now with your closed eyes, focus over out here also. Focus on the crown of the head. See the opening of your consciousness. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Focus on the center, the Sushma, carrying golden energy, all that sexual, all the energy, and everywhere that it goes through the heart becomes a flower. Everywhere that the energy of enlightenment goes up from down, all that sexual energy which was locked up is moving up and is freeing. Anything that it touches becomes pure. That's the power of the philosopher's stone that people were looking for. The energy that changes everything and transmutes everything to gold. Om Namo. Reaching your tongue, taking it through the tongue, taking it to the, and both eyes internally focused on the crown of the head, helping your enlightenment, opening like a 1,000-petaled flower, reaching out to infinity with Shiva. Om Namo Shiva. And our patron god today is Krishna, Vishnu. So just feel Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and feel love. Rama and Krishna are the embodiments of pure unconditional love. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. You are pure love. When you start thinking that you are this body and need this, then you are not love, you are conditional. Now, right now, you're pure energy, sexual energy, a lot of it, which had become blocked because no one's sexual desires are all can be met on this planet. So you are directing it to the unconditional love. Instead of just focused love on, I want a person like this and that, you're taking it to the place of Brahma, where you acknowledge everything. to be from the same creator, and that you will share unconditional love of your enlightenment, and that will unlock different powers in you. The first power will be the power to enjoy without any support from the world. Om Namo Shiva. Be like Shiva, the mystic infinity. And Rama and Krishna are avatars of Vishnu, embodying. Rama embodies perfect responsibilities of the planet. He was the most responsible king or person ever written in the history of literature, in any literature. And Krishna plays all the roles, the role of the lover, the role of the king, the role of the guru who gives Gita. He is the same Krishna who in a different role makes the gopis parade, steals their clothes and makes them parade, and dances also with each one of them. He is the most promiscuous, the most enjoying God ever, but he is also the giver of the Gita to mankind. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Feel the wave of Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama. So we are using three mantras, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and Om Namah Shiva. Om Namah Shiva is the power of Shiva, the mystic third element. So we have Shiva. So you have Vishnu, the creator of creators. And Shiva is the mystic power of infinity that even Vishnu may understand, may not understand. Because even a God, creator of gods, has a creator. So there is a mystic element of Shiva, which is infinity. And then Brahma is the creator of the universe. So creator, positive, negative, and neutral. Om Namah Shiva. Om Namah Shiva. As a group, reach out to infinity unfolding in your crown, becoming 1,000 petaled flower, lotus of your consciousness. Om Namo Shivaya. Like a tree, like a pine tree, reaching out, reaching out, reaching out, and then opening at the level of the crowd. Om Namo Shivaya. Now with your in breath, pull it up, and with your out breath, take it down. In and out, up and down, you can now direct your energy. Om Namo Shivaya. Going down. Om Namo Shivaya. Wherever your block is, that's the level to which you will be able to raise your energy. If there is no block of any anger at anyone, no pain, no fear based on your like, dislike, then you can take it up right to the crown. Om Namo Shivaya. If you still have some anger, etc., at other people, then offer them your blessings so that those obstacles are removed in your growth to be able to reach the crown of the head. And we are all together, so we are all going to be doing it. But I need you to be understanding and be able to do it when no one is around also, and you are alone. You're not never really alone, but do it. Om Namo Shivaya. Oh, good, you are all able to do it. Namo in the now, not even the heart. Namo, the sixth chakra, Ajna chakra, unfolding over there, so that your intuition is fully open to receive the clarity flowing through the group. And Shivaya unfolding all that closed up. I am afraid of this. I want this. I want, had closed up the lotus in your crown. Right now, your unconditional love, only giving, nothing wanting from the world, not even enlightened. You're giving your energy, your fragrance, whatever you can, you are giving. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. eyes from inside the head focus like laser, opening the crown. Head slightly tilted up, tongue rolled and up. The tip of the tongue pointing to the crown. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. With Om, let your body fall away. See yourself as pure energy of enlightenment and love. See yourself from this very second, forever, only providing service and not asking for anything in return. Vizulurete sibbe sadnineshne sekunda tolka kagdarushe dusha katuri lubit. I отдает от себя безусловный бесконечная любовь. Золотая энергия, прилив энергии. Тело отпадает. Ведь чистый поток любви, который, фонтан любви, который идет до макушки, открывается. Om Namo Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya ji. Om Namah Shivaya Rosa. Om Namah Shivaya Ina. Om Namah Shivaya Jenya. Om Namah Shivaya Neelam. Om Namah Shivaya Zarina. Om Namah Shivaya Julia. Om Namah Shivaya Mila. Om Namah Shivaya Marina. Om Namah Shivaya Janet. Om Namah Shivaya Aksana. Om Namah Shivaya Sanam. Om Namah Shivaya Catherine. Om Namah Shivaya Rita. Om Namah Shivaya Vera. Om Namah Shivaya Irina. Om Namah Shivaya Gal. Om Namah Shivaya, Chi. Om Namah Shivaya Dula. Om Namah Shivaya, Chi. 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 Om Namah Shivaya, Chi Om Namah Shivaya, Lord. Om Namah Shivaya, Lisa. Om Namah Shivaya, Preeti. Om Namah Shivaya, Nula. Om Namah Shivaya, Lord. Om Namah Shivaya, Lisa. Om Namah Shivaya, Preeti. Om Namah Shivaya, Chi. Om Namah Shivaya, Gal. Om Namah Shivaya, Irina. Om Namah Shivaya, Vera. Om Namah Shivaya, Rita. Om Namah Shivaya, Kathe. Om Namah Shivaya, Sanam. Om Namah Shivaya, Aksana. Om Namah Shivaya, Jina. Om Namah Shivaya, Marina. Om Namah Shivaya, Mila. Om Namah Shivaya, Jenya. Om Namah Shivaya, Ina. Om Namah Shivaya, Roda. Om Namah Shivaya, Jin. Om Namah Shivaya. See yourself from this second as givers of joy and not wanters of anything from the planet, so that your superpowers can be unlocked by your unfocusing yourself from your petty desires to your one desire to be one with God, seeing yourself as pure fountain of energy going up and then down in waves. Om Namah Shivaya. Utilizing your Sushma, the central energy cord in the center, surrounded by Ida in Pingla, which are more connected with your breathing in and out. Om, but pressing those two, then the golden energy reaches up. Ida and Pingla keep on going up and down, and the central one goes up, and then as a rain falls down again and you up. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. See yourself in the future from this second free. Vizilurete sebya swobodni, ulibashi, vasasted slujeni. See yourself from now forever in a condition of selfless service to others, in total joy, without any judgment and without asking for anything. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Good. If you have any questions, you can ask. Okay. So till, yeah, I'll stop the